现在，请默哀。
A minute's silence to mourn the martyrs and compatriots who died in China's fight against the novel coronavirus. Premier Li Keqiang praised the society-wide efforts to control sources of infection and contain the spread.
Together, we have waged an all-out people's war against the virus.
Premier Li said efforts must be redoubled to minimize the losses resulting from the virus. And he stressed the need for flexibility for targets.
I would like to point out that we have not set a specific target for economic growth this year. This is because our country will face some factors that are difficult to predict in its development due to the great uncertainty regarding the COVID-19 pandemic and the world economic and trade environment.
The Premier said stabilizing employment and ensuring living standards are key. Li Keqiang emphasized that on the way to eradicating absolute poverty and building a moderately prosperous society, no one will be left behind. He said governments at all levels must truly tighten the belt, and China will not let up on any front of its long-term fight against COVID-19, nor will it lose any time in advancing China's economic and social development agenda. Li vows to create the better business environment. The negative list for foreign investment will be significantly shortened, and China will grant great autonomy in reform and opening up to pilot-free trade zones.
We will foster an enabling market environment in which all companies, Chinese and foreign, are treated equals and engaged in fair competition.
Lawmakers will deliberate the bill on reviewing an NPC draft decision on the legal system and enforcement mechanisms for the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region to safeguard national security. The Premier said the central government will adhere to the major principles and policies on work related to Taiwan and resolutely oppose and deter any separatist activities seeking Taiwan independence. A draft civil code will be submitted for final deliberation. It will incorporate provisions on individual rights into the separate section of the code and help deepen the legal protection of personal dignity and individual rights. In the coming week, China's legislators will review the draft laws, the government work report, and other important issues. They say they will lay a solid foundation for the victory in the ongoing fight against COVID-19 and secure a decisive victory in fighting against poverty and building the moderately prosperous society in all respects. Zheng Yuping, CGTN, Beijing.